trying a case. The witness is on the stand. He's from Berkeley. I'm a Stanford grad, so I'm immediately skeptical of this person. He's on the other side. He's an economist. He's a Nobel Prize-winning economist who teaches at Berkeley. Why would he choose that? But in any event, he puts this. It's an issue about the sale of property and how much, whether a rent control ordinance was constitutional or not. $55 million being sought against my client, the city of Santa Fe. He stands up. He says, Your Honor, may I explain this to the jury? And he stands up. Yes. And he puts this on the screen before the jury. This screen right here. And he says, it's a little complicated, he says. He says, let me see if I can make it simpler. And he puts this before the jury. This is his second screen. To make it simpler. Talking about regression analysis, which any business reporter knows regression analysis means we don't understand it. These, too much complexity. Simplify and understand. You want to stay out of my office? You're going to get it right by, of course, doing the things of trusting your own choice, and no guessing. Reporters guess. So let's look at three things that you should not rely upon in order to get it right. Let's look at them. Number one, you should not rely on a magic 8 ball. That will probably give you a guess. You should not rely on flipping a coin to see whether it's the right answer, as you write history on a daily basis, premised on hearsay. And, although it's a good thing to do not play Rochambeau in order to get it right. If you're guessing, you can be wrong. The First Amendment gives you an awful lot of protection to be wrong. A lot of things, and we'll look at it in a moment, that protect you. But the best protection is to get it right. So you go online, your little computer right here, right? What's your first name?
Ian.
Ian, where do you go to school?
San Francisco City College.
Oh, man, it doesn't get any better than that. San Francisco City College, I'll tell you really, but San Francisco City College, right? And you write, and do you write stories?
No.
What do you do?
Photography and multimedia.
Photography and multimedia. So you're telling stories with photographs and multimedia. You know what you do as a journalist? You know what, really, someone can answer the question on what is a journalist? They are paid storytellers. So what's a story? I'm going to give you 5 elements. You want to learn one thing today? Before this day is out, I will tell you how to get out of a ticket. That has nothing to do with First Amendment, but I'm giving you some tantalizing reason to stay and pay attention. Right? Right? So the fact of the matter is that we have things we learn around it. So what are the 5 elements of every story? Every story has 5 elements. Element number 1, setting. Where did it take place? What's happening? This, by the way, is true of every news article. It's true of every movie. It is true of every story. Setting. Second, characters. Who's in the story? Characters. Third, plot. What happens? Is it going to be? Fourth, climax, which is our resolution of the plot. Setting, character, plot, climax, and the wonderful French term denouement, reads like denouement, D-E-N-O-U-E-M-E-N-T, denouement, which is that wrap-up. Every story, every movie has this, doesn't it? Right? So, it's August 16th of 1979. I walk into the Hastings College of Law Library. I'm in a suit because I'm in my 3rd year. I see an attractive first-year student on the first day of school reading her casebook. I look down. She is reading Penoyer versus Neff, a procedure case. I'm a procedure nerd. I love procedure. I teach procedure. I wrote a book on procedure, a 3,800-page turning book on procedure. She's reading Penoyer versus Neff. I figure that's as good a come on as I can imagine. I sit down. We start a conversation. Now, this is my story, not hers. She asks me out to coffee. And at coffee, she says, we should go see a movie. And we do. We go see A Little Romance with Sir Laurence Olivier. And 3 years later, to the day, we are married. And that is how sweet is that?
Oh, that's so cute.
It is sweet. And you know what? I told this story at a recent birthday party. And I said if she'd been reading The Ship's Perilous, the contracts case, on the first day, I wouldn't have stopped. If she'd been reading Armory versus Delamarie, the property case, on the first day, I wouldn't have stopped. She was reading Penoyer versus Neff. The rest is history. Karen, my wife, stands up and says to the group, I wish I'd been reading Armory versus Delamarie. So, story. We just told a story. We just heard a little story. Ready? Setting. Where was the setting? Library. Hastings College of Law Library. And the date, of course. Who are the characters? Me and Karen. You bet. What's the plot? What's going to happen to this relationship? What's the climax? We got married. What's the denouement? She she dissed me at a recent birthday party. Every story, 1 minute, 50,000 words, a movie has those elements. So your job is to get the story as close to accurate as you can, within reason.